This December holds something extraordinary for you, beloved. There's a sacred reason your eyes are reading these very words in this precious moment. You didn't stumble here by accident or chance. No, my dear child, I guided your steps with intentional purpose, drawing you close because your heart has been crying out for answers, and I have heard every whispered prayer, every silent tear, every question you thought no one noticed. You've been wondering how you'll make it through, haven't you? You've been asking where the breakthrough will come from, how the doors will open, how provision will flow when everything around you seems so impossibly tight and restricted. This month, this beautiful December season, isn't just another page on the calendar turning. It represents the closing of one chapter and the miraculous opening of another, and you, precious soul, are standing right at that threshold where heaven is about to move in ways that will leave you breathless with wonder. Let me tell you something that will settle deep into your spirit if you allow it. The struggles you've been facing, the delays that frustrated you, the doors that slammed shut when you were so sure they would open, none of it was random. Every single moment was orchestrated with divine precision, because I was repositioning you, moving you away from what would have limited you and toward what will utterly transform you. You see, my beloved, you were moving according to human logic and earthly wisdom, following patterns that made sense to your natural mind, but I needed to interrupt that path. I had to redirect your steps because where you were heading, though it seemed right, would have eventually boxed you into something far smaller than what I've destined for you. So I allowed certain things to fall apart, not to punish you, but to protect the sacred assignment resting on your life. This December, you're going to witness provision flowing from places you never anticipated. The methods you relied on before won't be the methods I use now. This isn't about your job, your connections, your background, or your qualifications. This is about my supernatural favor resting upon you so heavily that people won't be able to explain how things are working out for you. They'll look at your situation, and the math won't add up. They'll see you building, growing, and advancing without the typical support systems, and confusion will fill their faces because what's happening in your life doesn't follow the world's formulas. And that's exactly the point, dear one. When your provision comes from me, from realms beyond what human eyes can see, the rules of this natural world simply don't apply to you anymore. Perhaps you're reading this and thinking about all the impossibilities staring you down right now. Maybe you're looking at your bank account, your circumstances, your resources, and fear is trying to convince you that nothing can change. But I want you to hear this truth that's going to shatter every lie the enemy has planted in your mind. You are not moving forward by your own strength or limited resources. You are being carried by divine favor, supernatural grace, and heavenly backing that was assigned to you before you were even born. The calling on your life didn't originate in this earthly realm, so it will never be sustained by earthly means alone. I placed a holy assignment within your spirit, and because I initiated it, I am fully committed to providing everything needed to complete it. December has always been a month where miracles seem closer, where hearts become softer, where people remember what truly matters. There's something about this season that opens spiritual doors, and if you're experiencing this message during this sacred month, understand that you are unbelievably blessed. The timing isn't coincidental. You're encountering these words in December because breakthrough is connected to this season for you. The atmosphere is shifting, the heavens are responding, and what's been locked is about to spring open. But here's what I need you to understand, precious soul. Even if you're reading this after December has passed, even if months or years have gone by, this message carries the same power because my promises aren't limited by dates on a calendar. What I'm speaking to you transcends time. If you approach me with genuine faith, if you seek me with your whole heart, then every single month becomes like December for you. Every season becomes a season of favor. Every moment becomes an opportunity for miraculous intervention. You've been feeling like you're walking through darkness, haven't you? Like you're building something with invisible materials, taking steps without seeing where your foot will land. That feeling isn't a sign that you're lost, my dear one. It's actually evidence that you're walking by faith, not by sight, and that's exactly where I need you to be. You see, if you could see the entire path laid out clearly before you, you wouldn't need to trust me. But I'm developing something in you that's far more valuable than comfort. I'm developing unshakable faith, the kind that doesn't crumble when circumstances look bleak, the kind that stands firm when everyone else is panicking, the kind that declares my goodness even in the middle of the storm. This kind of faith is refined in the hidden place, in the seasons of uncertainty, in the moments when you have to choose between believing what you see or believing what I've spoken. Let me reveal something to you about the relationships and connections that have shifted in your life recently. Some people you thought would be with you forever have grown distant. Some opportunities you were counting on have dissolved. Some support systems you leaned on have crumbled. And maybe you've been thinking something is wrong with you, that you failed somehow, that you're being punished. But nothing could be further from the truth, beloved. What you're experiencing is divine realignment. I've been removing people and situations that were never meant to go with you into this next phase. They served a purpose for a season, but that season has ended. I'm making room, clearing space, creating a vacuum that only my presence and my provision can fill. This isn't rejection. This is redirection. This isn't loss. This is preparation for gain beyond what you can imagine. The enemy wants you to feel isolated and abandoned during this transition, but I'm asking you to shift your perspective. What if this quiet season, this time when everything feels stripped away, is actually the most sacred time of your entire life? What if right now, in this very moment, I'm doing deep work in your spirit that could never happen in the noise and busyness? What if the emptiness you feel is actually creating capacity for something so magnificent that your current life simply couldn't contain it? You're not being diminished, precious child. You're being enlarged. Your capacity is increasing. Your spirit is expanding. And when the fullness of what I'm preparing finally manifests, you'll understand why everything else had to fall away. This December, or whenever you're reading this, I want you to make a decision that will change everything. Stop trying to figure it all out with your natural mind. Stop attempting to force doors open through your own effort. Stop striving and struggling and exhausting yourself trying to make things happen. Instead, simply surrender. Release your tight grip on how you think things should unfold. Let go of your timelines, your plans, your strategies. Bring them all to me as an offering and trust that my way, my timing, my methods are infinitely better than anything you could orchestrate yourself. This act of surrender isn't weakness. It's actually the most powerful thing you can do because it positions you to receive from my unlimited resources rather than being restricted to your limited ones. Now I want to speak to something that might be heavy on your heart. Perhaps you're carrying shame from past mistakes. Maybe you're haunted by failures, by wrong turns you took, by opportunities you missed, by relationships you damaged, by time you feel you wasted. The weight of regret is crushing you, and you wonder if you've disqualified yourself from the blessings I have for you. Listen carefully, my beloved child. Your past does not define your future. Your mistakes do not cancel my promises. Your failures do not diminish my love. I'm not looking at where you've been, I'm focused on where you're going. And the beautiful truth is that I specialize in redemption. I take broken pieces and create masterpieces. I take what was meant to destroy you and transform it into the very thing that propels you forward. Every tear you've cried, every hardship you've endured, every valley you've walked through, I'm going to use it all for your good and for my glory. There's a supernatural exchange that happens when you truly trust me with your whole heart. The things you've been chasing will begin to pursue you. The provision you've been desperately seeking will start flowing to you from unexpected sources. The favor you've been working so hard to earn will rest on you freely as a gift. People you've never met will feel compelled to bless you, to help you, to open doors for you, and they won't even fully understand why. They'll just sense something in their spirit, a prompting they can't ignore, and they'll reach out to you. This is how I work when you're walking in alignment with my purposes. I move on hearts, I orchestrate divine appointments, I arrange circumstances in ways that defy human explanation. You might be wondering how to position yourself for this kind of supernatural blessing. Let me tell you clearly, it's not about performing perfectly or earning your way into my favor. It's about the condition of your heart. Are you genuinely seeking me, not just for what I can give you, but for who I am? Are you willing to obey even when it costs you something? Are you choosing to trust me even when your circumstances contradict my promises? Are you maintaining a posture of gratitude even in the waiting? These are the things that matter to me, precious one. Your heart posture, your faithfulness in the hidden place, your worship when no one is watching, your integrity when no one would know if you compromised. These seeds you're planting in secret are about to produce a harvest in public that will astound everyone who knows your story. This month of December carries such powerful symbolism, doesn't it? It's when many celebrate the greatest gift ever given, when heaven invaded earth, when divine love took on human flesh. And in that same spirit of heaven reaching down to touch earth, I'm reaching into your situation right now. I'm invading your impossibility with my possibility. I'm stepping into your poverty with my abundance. I'm entering your darkness with my marvelous light. What I did thousands of years ago in Bethlehem, I'm doing again in your life today. I'm bringing forth something that seemed impossible, something that defies natural explanation, something that will cause those who witness it to recognize that only God could have done this. But here's what I need you to grasp with complete clarity. The miracle you're waiting for isn't going to come through the channels you expect. I'm going to surprise you with the way I move. It might be through a stranger who crosses your path at exactly the right moment. It might be through an opportunity that seems to come out of nowhere. It might be through a sudden idea that drops into your spirit with such clarity you know it's from me. It might be through a door that opens in a direction you never even considered. Stay flexible, beloved. Don't become so fixated on how you think I should move that you miss how I actually am moving. My ways are higher than your ways, my thoughts higher than your thoughts, and my methods are often completely unexpected. I want to address something that might be creating anxiety in your heart. You're concerned about the time that's passed, aren't you? You're looking at your age, your stage of life, and you're thinking it's too late for certain dreams to manifest. You're comparing yourself to others who seem further ahead, and discouragement is setting in. Let me speak directly to that fear right now. I am not bound by time. I can restore in a moment what looks like it took years to lose. I can accelerate your progress in ways that make up for every delay. I can promote you suddenly, elevate you quickly, and establish you firmly in a fraction of the time it would normally take. Stop looking at the clock and the calendar with anxiety. Instead, fix your eyes on me, the one who operates outside of time, the one who can do more in a single day than you could accomplish in a lifetime of striving. There's something else I want you to understand about this season you're in. The pressure you're feeling, the intensity of the testing, the weight of the struggle, it's not because you're doing something wrong. Actually, it's often the exact opposite. The intensity increases when you're getting close to a major breakthrough. The enemy of your soul recognizes what's about to happen in your life, and he's terrified. He sees the potential within you, the calling on your life, the impact you're going to make, and he's throwing everything he can at you to try to make you quit before you cross the finish line. But here's what he didn't count on. The same pressure he's using to try to crush you is actually the very thing I'm using to strengthen you, to prepare you, to develop the spiritual muscles you're going to need for what's coming next. Think about it this way, my dear child. If I showed you right now the full magnitude of what I'm preparing for you, the size of the platform, the scope of the influence, the depth of the impact, the abundance of the provision, you would feel completely overwhelmed and inadequate. Your first response would be to say, "You're not ready, you're not qualified, you're not strong enough." And you'd be absolutely right. You're not ready, not yet. But that's exactly why you're going through what you're going through right now. Every challenge is developing you. Every test is strengthening you. Every difficulty is stretching your capacity. I'm not wasting a single moment of this process. It all has purpose, even when it's painful, even when you can't see the reason, even when it feels like too much to bear. Here's a truth that will sustain you through the most difficult moments. You are never carrying this alone. My presence is with you constantly, even when you don't feel it, even when circumstances make it seem like I'm far away. I am closer than your very breath, and I'm not just passively watching you struggle, I'm actively working all things together for your good. That situation that looks like a disaster, I'm working in it. That relationship that fell apart, I'm working through it. That dream that died, I'm working beyond it to bring you something even better. Nothing in your life is wasted when you trust me with it. I can take the absolute worst thing that ever happened to you and somehow weave it into the tapestry of your destiny in a way that creates beauty beyond description. Now let me speak about provision in a way that might shift your entire perspective. Most people are focused on one stream, one source, one method of supply. Maybe it's a job, a business, a person, an inheritance, whatever. And when that one source is threatened or removed, panic sets in because they can't imagine how provision could come any other way. But I want you to understand something absolutely crucial. I own everything. Every resource, every opportunity, every good thing that exists flows from me. I'm not limited to one channel, and I delight in providing for my children in creative, unexpected, even miraculous ways. So when that one stream dries up, instead of panicking, get excited, because I'm about to show you that I have 1,000 streams you didn't even know existed, and I can open any one of them at any moment to pour blessing into your life. This is particularly important right now because I'm transitioning you from depending on predictable earthly sources to learning to draw from heavenly supply. It's a shift from the natural to the supernatural, and it requires a completely different mindset. In the natural realm, provision is limited by what you can see, what you can earn, what you can produce. But in the supernatural realm, provision flows according to my purposes, my promises, my unlimited resources. When you step into operating from this supernatural perspective, you'll find yourself at peace even when the bank account looks scary. You'll have joy even when circumstances are uncertain. You'll possess confidence even when you can't trace the path forward. Why? Because your trust isn't in visible resources anymore. Your trust is anchored in an invisible God who has never failed to keep a promise. I know your heart, precious child. I know you're tired of struggling, tired of barely getting by, tired of living with constant financial stress and anxiety. You're wondering when the breakthrough will come, when things will finally ease up, when you'll experience the abundance that it seems like everyone else enjoys. I hear you, and I want you to know that breakthrough is closer than you think. But I also want to prepare you for something important. The abundance I'm bringing you isn't primarily about money, though financial provision will certainly be part of it. The abundance I'm bringing is so much richer, so much deeper. It's abundance of peace that guards your heart and mind. It's abundance of joy that becomes your strength. It's abundance of purpose that gives your life profound meaning. It's abundance of favor that opens doors money could never access. It's abundance of divine connections that position you in places you never dreamed possible. When this full abundance begins to manifest, and it will, you're going to be tempted to keep it all to yourself, to hoard it, to protect it out of fear that it might disappear. But I'm asking you to resist that temptation. Instead, become a conduit, a channel through which my blessing flows to others. When you give generously, when you share freely, when you bless others from what I've blessed you with, you tap into a spiritual law that ensures the flow never stops. It's impossible to outgive me. Every seed of generosity you plant will produce a harvest in your life, often in ways completely unrelated to where you sowed. This is how my kingdom economy works, and it's so different from the world's system of scarcity and competition and hoarding. Speaking of giving, I want to pause here for just a moment to share something from my heart. If these words have touched you, if something in your spirit is resonating with this message, I want to invite you to do 3 things. First, share this with 11 people who need to hear it. You probably already know who they are, the ones who are struggling, who are losing hope, who need a reminder that I haven't forgotten them. Be the vessel I use to encourage them today. Second, if you haven't already, I'd be deeply honored if you'd subscribe and become part of this community where we encourage each other and point each other back to truth. And third, if you're in a position to bless others, there's a link in the description for coffee donations. Every single contribution goes directly to help poor children in my name, and your generosity will carry your name as it blesses these precious little ones who need advocates like you. Also, I want you to comment below. Write amen if this message has ministered to you, or write out the desire of your heart, that dream that seems impossible, that prayer you've been praying. Speak it out, because what you declare in faith, believing, you will receive. There's power in your words when they align with my will. Now let's continue with what I want to speak over your life. You need to understand that you're entering a season where my favor on your life is going to do more for you than human credentials or connections ever could. There are rooms you're about to walk into where you technically don't belong based on your resume or background, but my favor is going to grant you access anyway. There are opportunities that are about to open where people with far more experience and resources will be standing on the outside looking in, wondering how you got chosen. There are blessings that are about to manifest that have nothing to do with what you've earned and everything to do with who I've called you to be. This kind of favor can't be manufactured or manipulated. You can't network your way into it or impress your way into it. It's a grace gift that I place on someone's life when they've been faithful in obscurity, when they've maintained integrity when no one was watching, when they've continued to worship me even through the wilderness season. You've been faithful, beloved, even when it was hard, even when you wanted to quit, even when it seemed like nothing was changing. I've seen it all, every act of obedience, every sacrifice, every time you chose my way over the easy way. And I'm about to reward that faithfulness in ways that will overwhelm you with gratitude. Can I tell you about the people I'm bringing into your life in this next season? They're going to be completely different from those who were in your previous season. These new connections won't drain you or use you or take advantage of your kindness. Instead, they're going to celebrate you, support you, believe in you, and partner with you in the assignment I've given you. Some of them will invest in your vision before they even fully understand it, because they'll recognize my spirit in you and they'll want to align themselves with what I'm doing. Others will protect you, covering you in prayer and providing wise counsel that keeps you on track. Still others will amplify your voice, creating platforms for you that you could never create for yourself. These are divine connections appointed by me, and they're already on their way to you. At the same time, don't be alarmed when certain people begin to distance themselves from you. It's not a reflection of your worth, and it's not a sign that something is wrong. It's simply that my hand is orchestrating your circle, bringing in those who belong in this season and allowing those who don't to gracefully exit. Some people were only meant to be in your life for a chapter, not the whole story. Honor what they brought to your journey, release them with love, and resist the urge to chase relationships that are clearly ending. Trust my wisdom in this process. I know exactly who needs to be close to you and who needs to be at a distance. Here's something that might challenge your thinking. Everything that's happened in your life, including the painful parts, the parts you wish you could erase, the parts you're ashamed of, all of it has been preparation for what's coming. I've been weaving together every experience, every lesson, every triumph, every failure, creating a unique tapestry that's unlike anyone else's. The very things that made you feel disqualified are actually what make you uniquely qualified for the assignment I have for you. Your mess is becoming your message. Your test is becoming your testimony. Your pain is becoming your platform. And people are going to find hope through your story in ways that a perfect, polished story could never provide. This is why you had to go through certain things, not because I was punishing you or because I didn't care, but because I was developing something in you that could only be formed through that particular fire. Compassion is born through suffering. Wisdom is gained through mistakes. Strength is built through resistance. Faith is refined through testing. You couldn't have become who you are without going through what you went through, and you can't become who you're meant to be without walking through what you're currently facing. It all matters. It all counts. It all has purpose. So stop despising your journey, precious child. Stop wishing you had someone else's path or someone else's story. Your story is exactly what it needs to be. Your journey is taking you exactly where you need to go. And the timeline, though it might feel slow to you, is absolutely perfect. Everything is on schedule, my schedule, which is always better than yours, even when you can't see it. You're not behind. You're not late. You're not missing out. You're right on time, positioned exactly where I need you, being prepared for exactly what I'm preparing. Let me paint a picture for you of what this next season is going to look like. You're going to experience peace that doesn't make sense given your circumstances. While others are frantic and anxious, you're going to carry a supernatural calm that can only come from truly trusting me. You're going to see provision appear from sources you never expected. Just when you wonder how something is going to get paid or how a need will be met, the answer will show up, often at the last possible moment. Because I love displaying my faithfulness in ways that leave no doubt it was me. You're going to receive opportunities that you didn't apply for, didn't campaign for, didn't manipulate for. They'll simply be offered to you because my favor is opening doors. You're going to experience breakthrough in areas where you've been stuck for years. Suddenly, without warning, the chains will break and you'll walk into freedom. You're going to develop new levels of spiritual sensitivity, hearing my voice more clearly, discerning my leading more accurately, operating in gifts you didn't even know you had. You're going to impact lives in ways you never imagined, and people are going to tell you that something you said or did completely changed their trajectory. This is what I'm bringing you into, beloved. This is the season that's dawning even now. And December, beautiful December with all its symbolism of hope and light and new beginnings, is the perfect time for you to step into this fresh chapter. But remember, even if you're reading this long after December has passed, the same promises apply to you because I don't operate on calendar limitations. Whenever your heart is ready to receive, whenever your spirit is postured to believe, that's when the breakthrough can manifest. I want to close with this final word over your life. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not insignificant. You matter deeply to me, and the plans I have for you are good, filled with hope and a beautiful future. Everything you've been through has been building towards something magnificent. The waiting is almost over. The breakthrough is at hand. The new season is here. Step into it with confidence, with faith, with expectation. Stop limiting me with your small thinking and your fearful what-ifs. I'm God Almighty, creator of heaven and earth, and absolutely nothing is impossible for me. The same power that spoke galaxies into existence is working on your behalf right now. The same love that sent my son for you is pursuing you in this very moment. The same grace that saved you is sustaining you through everything. So lift up your head, precious child. Square your shoulders. Take a deep breath. This is your moment. This is your time. Everything changes now. I'm doing a new thing, and it's springing forth even as you read these words. Watch for it. Expect it. Prepare for it. Because the overflow is coming. The abundance is flowing. The breakthrough is manifesting. And when it all unfolds, when you're standing in the fullness of what I've promised, you'll look back on this moment and remember that this is when everything shifted, when you chose to believe my word over your circumstances, when you decided to trust my heart even when you couldn't trace my hand. Amen.